The raging storm in the sea. In a small village by the sea, there lived a fisherman named David. David was known throughout the village for his kind heart and unwavering faith in God. Every night, before he went to bed, David would kneel by his bedside and offer a prayer of thanksgiving for the day's blessings. One evening, as David prepared to retire for the night, a fierce storm began to rage outside. The wind howled, and the waves crashed against the shore with thunderous force. David knew that many fishermen were still out at sea, and he prayed earnestly for their safety. Despite the storm, David felt a sense of peace wash over him as he climbed into bed. He closed his eyes and began to drift off to sleep, trusting in God's protection. In his dreams, David found himself on a rocky cliff overlooking the tumultuous sea. He could see the fishing boats tossed about by the ferocious waves, their sails torn and their crews struggling to stay afloat. With a heavy heart, David cried out to God, asking for his mercy and guidance. Suddenly, a bright light appeared in the sky, illuminating the darkness with its radiant glow. David looked up and saw Jesus walking on the water, his arms outstretched in welcome. Filled with awe and wonder, David watched as Jesus calmed the storm with a single word. The wind ceased its howling, and the waves grew still as glass. One by one, the fishermen returned safely to shore, their boats miraculously intact. Jesus turned to David and smiled, extending his hand in friendship. David reached out and grasped it firmly, feeling a surge of joy and gratitude flood his soul. Jesus assured David that he was never alone, for God's love and protection surrounded him always. As dawn broke over the horizon, David awoke from his dream with a sense of peace and renewed faith. He knew that no matter what trials he faced, Jesus would always be there to guide him through the storms of life. With a thankful heart, David whispered a prayer of praise and drifted back to sleep, cradled in the loving arms of his Savior. And he slept soundly, knowing that he was safe in God's embrace. The end.